quickly give you a background about myself. So I come with more than a decade of experience across business consulting and HR space. I run another consulting firm called Dbox Consulting. It's a business consulting firm based out of Mumbai again. And we basically work with startups, family managed businesses, and mid-sized corporates. The focus areas that we usually provide services are on process improvements, setting up systems and processes, digitization of the organization, and HR best practices is what we do. Some of the clients that we have worked with, just to give you a couple of names, we have worked with Nippo Batteries, we have worked with Naturals Ice Cream, we have worked with Raw Pressery, the juice brand, we have worked with Juno's Pizza, Kalki Fashion, Kai Store. So a couple of brands that we have worked with, and we have been in the business for almost 8 years now, started in 2017. So it's been 8 years, team size of 25 plus, a lot of tech projects also, what we have done over the last couple of years. And in fact, the idea of InRadius came into my head when we were doing a consulting project for a gaming company, where we were hiring for a CTO level positions, and we were supposed to do the first round of interview and then pass on the CV to the director to take a final, round of interview. And we had finalized a candidate who had joined us, was about to join us, and a couple of days before joining, the candidate backed out. And on obviously trying to understand what was the reason behind backing out at the last minute, though the candidate had already started working with the team and he backed out. So it was a little shocker for the entire organization that why such thing happened with the senior candidate. And on speaking to the candidate basically was from Vashi, and the job location was Andheri, Western Express Highway. And though we had gotten a good offer, which was from 90 lakhs, the offer that we had given was 1.5 crore. And we were amazed at why the candidate backed out. On speaking to the candidate, we got to know that the candidate had a 1-year-old kid. And he got a job which was practically 10 minutes away from where he was living. And a line which stayed with me during our conversation was that if you had a kid, Darshan, you would understand what it means to spend that extra hours with your kid as compared to that extra 60 lakh rupees. And I think that is something which made an impact on me and which I felt it was so relevant. And that's where I felt that there was a need, or there is this vacuum or a gap which can be fulfilled by the platform that we wanted to build. And the idea started from there. And being a Mumbaikar and having traveled 3.5-4 hours a day during the early stage of my career, I have experienced that, and I know that what that 4 hours of daily travel does to you physically, mentally, emotionally. And it's a complete unproductive time where you are not going to be able to choose anything out of that time, no matter how passionate or how motivated you are. It's practically an unproductive time, which is usually wasted. That's where we saw that the current ecosystem does not provide you with this flexibility of finding a job which is closer to where you live. That's where we created India's first geolocation based job search platform. Now, I would want to quickly explain what does geolocation based job search platform means, right? Indeed also gives you an option to put your exact location, but it does not give you a geolocation. So just to give you a context, because you are also from Mumbai, Thane in itself is pretty big. Like, it's a mega city, right? Thane is a mega city if you consider the other smaller stations or cities or localities in Mumbai. So if someone who is living in Thane East and has got a job in Thane West, it's going to take easily 45 minutes to 1 hour within Thane to travel. So what geolocation basically does is we practically pin drop where you exactly live. So the way we pin drop for a Ola or Uber vehicle to come and pick us up, the same way we basically do a geolocation based job search, where you can pin drop exactly where you live, and the company can also pin drop exactly where the company's office is, and then set up a radius which is again adjustable. So you can tweak the radius basis your own preferences and find jobs which are closer to your home. And companies can also try to find talent which is closer to where the company is. Now, in the hindsight, my work with Godrej, where I started my career with, also gave me an insight, because maximum people who used to live at Godrej, quarters, which is the housing facility which Godrej provides within Vikhroli, that around 85 to 90% of the people don't leave the organization just because they know that they have to just live within that same vicinity and they are going to reach office within 5 to 10 minutes. Plus, it's a very subsidized, place that they provide you as a part of the organization. So that's another factor that I saw that whether it's Tata, whether it's Godrej or any other organizations who are providing housing, which was closer to the offices, the overall talent retention was pretty high. And if you see, Dream 11 also had a policy, also continues to have that policy, where anybody who stays within 10 kilometers radius of where Dream 11's office is, which is in BKC, they provide 50% rental reimbursements. And that has been a major factor of talent acquisition and talent retention as well. So when we did all of this research and understood that there is a good need, and that's where we decided that there can be, a good potential opportunity here. And obviously we are solving a social problem which can help people have more time for themselves. So yeah, that's what a quick overview of InRadius is. I have a co-founder with me who basically has built the platform, a 21-year-old kid who joined us as an intern when he was 18 years old. And today he has, risen up the ranks and is a co-founder at InRadius. So if you go to our website and you start the onboarding process, which is create your account, you will see there's a huge difference between what you see in the current ecosystem of hiring platforms versus what you see with us, right? If you go to any other portals like Naukri, Monster, Shine, any other portals, right? They will quickly ask you for your CV to be dropped into the window, and they'll fetch all your details and create an account, and then ask you to just use your email ID or phone number to create an account. Whereas if you see, we have a lengthy job onboarding process where we ask you strategic questions, which is going to help us create a structure, create a profile for you, and only based on your job profile that you have created, the jobs that will be matched with your account are going to be in sync with what you are looking for. So there are no irrelevant jobs which are going to come your way. And similarly, when companies are also looking out for talent, they only get relevant profiles and do not have to go through hundreds and thousands of CVs, which is a problem across all the other portals. So I myself, I'm a Naukri user because we were hiring and we continue to hire currently as well. And what usually happens with Naukri also is when I have to, do a resume search, I put keywords, I put location and all of that, and then I have to go through hundreds and 200s of CVs, right? And just waste my own time and figure out which is the right CV and who is the right candidate to, even take the process further for. So on our platform, once you create an account after answering, a couple of questions, it is more razor focused and razor, sharp, where only relevant jobs will be visible to you, and vice versa, companies will only see relevant candidates. So we're trying to ensure that the time on both the sides is utilized better, and you don't have to go through irrelevancy of, items coming on your feed once you create an account. So that's another thing that is very different from what other platforms have. Another aspect which is very different on our portal is any candidate who's about 20 lakhs of salary per annum, you will not be able to see his CV and numbers directly, because these job platforms are also used as marketing channel where anybody can create an account and get data of any candidates and then start trying to pitch you credit cards, insurance policies, real estate projects. So that's where we have tried to bring that difference, where only when you provide a consent that this company's job is of my interest, only then your CV and number will be open to that company. Otherwise, they will not be able to immediately see your CV and number. Yeah, so the minimum radius is 5 kilometers and it goes up to 30 kilometers. We have got a couple of requests from couple of candidates as well as companies, depending, because certain companies might be in remote locations, or if people, for an example, as you rightly stated, right, if someone is living in Vasai Virar, for them, shorter radius won't make sense if they want only specific industries or specific companies to work for. So a lot of requests has come that can we bump it up to 35-40 kilometers, but as of now, the minimum is 5. The maximum radius that you can go up to is 30 in the current frame of work. Yeah, probably I'll also give you an insight of how is it different from an employer perspective, right? Because there are two sides of the coin. There are job seekers, and then there are companies who are going to be using our platform as an employer. So one is obviously they do job postings and they will be able to see candidates which are relevant and which is matching to their job post. That's one. And we are an end-to-end platform. So like any other platform, you are not only looking at CVs, downloading the CVs and connecting with them. You can schedule interviews right from our platform. Once you schedule interviews and you're done with the interviews, you can provide feedback on the same platform. And once you provide feedback on the platform, the ranking of the candidate on the platform will go either up or down. So it's a progressively ranked platform. So if, for an example, I get an interview done with you and I feel that you are a good candidate, and if I give you a positive feedback, your ranking on the platform will go up for other job, portals, other employers also. And similarly, you are also supposed to provide feedback post your interview for the employer, which is happening for the first time. Usually you will see that it's only the company which is going to provide feedback to the job seeker and not the other way around. But this is the first time as a job seeker, you will also be providing feedback for the employer and the overall interview experience. And you can also make an offer from the platform itself as an employer, and the candidate gets an option to do one counter offer, which is again very unique as compared to any other platform where you usually do not get to counter offer. And on counter offer, if the candidate wants to accept the offer, they will have to commit a date of joining. And once the date of joining and offer is accepted, the candidate gets delisted from the platform, which is again a very unique feature from an employer perspective, because currently employers are having a challenge with respect to offer shopping, where candidates are doing multiple offer shoppings and then they don't join at the last minute. So one of the key aspect is, because the name is InRadius and the concept is helping you find jobs closer to home. On the other side of things, there are a lot of people who come from the outside, right? Like a lot of people come to Mumbai for starting their career. They go to Bangalore, they go to Pune, they go to Hyderabad or Delhi or other metro cities of the country, right? And a lot of times, probably as a campus hire, you might get a job in a particular city, but you have zero idea of where to live, how far your housing is going to be, or which are the areas which are closer to where your office is. So we are bringing the other side of the thing as well, where you can say that, hey, I've got a job in Banerghata of, Bangalore, or, Whitefields of Bangalore. I would want to find a place to live, which is within 5 to 10 kilometer radius. So the reverse of what we are currently doing. So basically, a person who is shifting to metro cities from the outside and has no idea can set up a radius and look for places to live within a certain budget and within a certain radius. So again, they are ensuring that they are not spending too much time in commute. I would definitely want to, state this out that working with Marquee has been a great experience. So obviously, because I come from a consulting background, and we also do, financial modeling, financial planning, and all of this for our clients. But it's always good to have an external, view of how things are. And I think Himani and then Ankita from the Marquee team were able to bring that, value addition. They were able to ask me the right questions, open up the right areas where probably I would have missed out, because a lot of times as a founder, you are blinded by your own idea, and everything feels rosy, and everything is looking really great because it's your idea and you are hell bound on that particular idea. But a lot of ideas came in, a lot of questions came in, which brought a lot of perspective to me of that these are the things that I need to look at and I need to also consider when I look at from an investor perspective or as a third person's perspective of how the idea looks like. So I think that is something as a great value addition, and I think every founder should look at aspects like this, and I think Marquee did a phenomenal job with respect to that. And in terms of the financial modeling, in terms of presentation as well, they were very supportive and they were very patient with the entire process. They were not trying to rush me into things. And I think the overall experience has been pretty, great and seamless for me. Looking forward to kickstarting our, entire marketing with respect to reaching out to investors and initiating the conversations to moving towards the fundraising round. And yeah, that's what now we are excited towards, that the journey would begin from, I think, 1st of April is what we're looking at to, kickstart the campaign.